Hey, good morning. How are you all doing on this Sunday morning? Hope you're having a good time. So, today I'm having my third episode of Chainmaker Supermom Stories. And thank you for joining us. And today's Supermom is Hema Narsiman. And let me send her an invite. Hema. Her to accept the invite. And in the meanwhile, let me quickly tell you that Instagram has not been good with me since yesterday because my accounts got hacked. Sarita Shetty 9 and Sarita Shetty Family Coach. And any message, any forwards if you're getting from that account, please don't accept it or it's not from me. Hema, hi Hema. I think you'll have to
Hi,
put the
hi. In
camera.
camera, yes.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah. That's better. Hey, hello.
Good.
How are you
Hello.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing good. Can you put the camera a little low so that we can see you better?
All
Uh,
right. Yes.
like, yeah,
A little low.
yeah. Okay, I can see some people
All right.
joining. Hi, Meena Agarwal, India. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, so, so good to see you, Hema, on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
You're looking lovely.
You too.
Thank you, thank you. So, Hema, how is the coaching journey been for you?
Yes. It's been very
It's
nice.
been
Very amazing.
great, 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 great. So, without further ado, let me just introduce you to our audience. So, yeah, and Hema, welcome to Chainmaker Supermom Stories. So, today you are the supermom, and for the month of December, and we are eagerly awaiting your, whatever sharing you are going to do and going to impact the mums out there. So thank you for joining and taking out your time and giving us your Sunday, precious Sunday morning, which you could have done with your family. Yeah, that angle was better. Can you just, yeah,
Yeah. This.
yeah, yeah, that is better. Keep it that way. Little more down also you can take so that, yeah, yeah. All right, people. So I'm excited to introduce our guest, Hema Narsiman, a relationship coach with a passion for helping women create meaningful and harmonious connection in their lives. From earning a postgraduate degree in microbiology to guiding others as a relationship expert, relationship coach, Hema's journey is one of transformation and empowerment. And beyond her work, she finds joy in simple pleasures like yoga, nature walks, family picnics, and yes, quality time with her daughter. What's the name of your daughter?
Pooja.
Hey, Pooja, of course.
Yes.
Of course, what a lovely name. All right, so let's dive straight into the question and answer sessions. Hema, if you're ready, can
Yes.
I have your
Yes.
permission? Great,
Yes.
great, great. So, Hema, so tell me about your journey, the life journey. Let's begin with that. A small journey. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I did various after my microbiology, I did try some other fields like some technical assistant and being a chemical scientific officer and
Wow.
teaching and management training and all in various firms. But teaching was always there in my thoughts. So and finally here I am as a life coach, and this I love this job, doing helping people, helping them with their relationships and all the things as such in their life.
Amazing, amazing. And though we didn't have much interaction, how much ever interaction we had, I always see you like, appreciating and bringing out the best side and really acknowledging people with you have the magic of words, by reading your words, I can see how uplifting you are. So I can rightly predict for you that a book will be, somewhere in future, if you become an author and somebody who is feeling low and will pick up and read your book, you will uplift them like anything. So thank you, Hema, for being who you are. So coming back to our first question, Hema, what do you believe is the key to building and maintaining a healthy relationship? Since you are a relationship coach expert, so yes, for our moms out there, yes, please let us know.
Yes. So first is open communication. So you can't go without that. So you should maintain it all through your life. Open communication and trust. And then you have respect for your partner. You never give up on that. And the understanding of each other's needs. So you have to put keep in your mind what other needs at all times. So this will be the key to a healthy relationship.
Yes, Hima. Open communication is so important, and trust. The trust, more than the love, I think the trust factor is important in marriages, like, and respect for each other. Absolutely. That's so vital. Usually we think it's just all about love because our cinemas and books. So yeah, that's true. So the trust is the foundation, you said, of a strong relationship, right?
Yes.
So how can couples build up and nurture trust over time? Can you please give some of your insights on that?
Okay, so they are open with each other. Yeah, they tell it. They also give space, but they are open where they are going and between things. Yeah. And they're not open. They can access each other's phone. There's no hiding. You're open to whatever they ask, and that way you build up your trust, and you don't create doubt in your partner's mind at any point of time. So if there is anything, you clear it then and there or after some time. So and you also give space where you don't interfere. And you will know as you go along your relationship where you will not want your partner to interfere and where you don't want them to interfere. You also draw clear boundaries also there. You tell them what you want and what you don't want them to interfere with. So
Right.
that way you can really build up a good trust between each other.
Right. So building trust, Hema, what you have captured is again the open communication part. So be transparent with your
Yes.
partner. Um, so that is how, whatever it is, just tell it at that moment or later to your partner, and that is how. So basically, having an open communication is what you said, and that has to be done.
And the
Excellent.
transparency must be there. Yes.
Yes. That's so important. Like not lying behind their back and just not doing, and yeah, being transparent. Yeah, that's the major keyword taking away from this. Yes. And let's see who all else has joined. Yes. Uh, Little Reader's Nook has joined. Thank you for joining us. So coming back to our next question. So disagreements between partners are natural, right, Hema? That happens between couples. We can't, hide that. That does happen. That's life. But constant arguments can be challenging between couples. So what advice do you have for couples who find themselves arguing a lot? Can you give us some advice?
Okay. So first you identify the root cause. So what is the root cause? And then you practice active listening. So that we don't do many times. So we don't listen and we just wander off somewhere. So we may miss something key that they are saying.
True.
So that is another one key thing. And you also work on the conflict resolution together. So we are only most of the time we are defending each other. So instead of that, we focus on the solution. So how will we solutionize it together? So we should focus on the solution and not on defend. So we don't get on the defensive side of each other. So that's you focus on the solution part. So that should, I think, be the key purpose.
Wonderful, awesome, Hema. So for the mothers, if anything you're taking away, so this is a key word. Two words from this, what Hema shared is, one is listening. Listening is so important. Like sometimes what we talk, it's so when we listen, we understand better instead of just keeping on talking. And the second is focus on solution rather than just defending yourself. Right, Hema? So
Yes.
that is such a key takeaway from this podcast, I would say. Thank you so much, Hema. Um,
I
yes.
would like to go back to that question on how do you build trust in a relationship. So that is basically you have to be honest, okay,
Right.
in everything that you do, and you have to be consistent with everything that you do, and keep promises all one time. You keep your promises so that they know that okay, you promised, you do
Hmm.
it. So
Hmm.
you shouldn't create doubt in
Hmm.
that, or you tell them what happened that you couldn't keep the promise. So you give an explanation. So that way you can have that real trust that you require on each other.
Yes. So that is also important. Yes, trust is what you're saying is keeping. Also, how can you build trust by keeping our promises? Like when you give a word that you're
Right?
going to do something, do it. And in case it is not, you are not able, or your partner is not able to do it, just communicate with your partner that I'm not able to do it right away. I may do it sometime later, or I cannot do it. Is that so? Is
Yes.
that what? Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes you get into the shouting mode, so try and avoid that. You get aggressive. So that is the main thing. So you don't tell it in a higher tone. Just he try to be normal. So when you higher your tone, that's where they are also not in the listening mode. That's the main thing for women, I think. I think so.
Absolutely, the tone makes all the difference.
And
So even I wouldn't like if anybody shouts and talks to me, but the same message, if it is put across in a softer way, in a nicer way, I'm ready to listen to them. Absolutely. So that same happens with between partners too. If they want to say something, they need not raise their tone, or yeah, Hima, that is such a crucial point. I think be taken back. Thanks,
uh,
Hima, for sharing that. So, thank you, Shabnam, for joining. Shabnam has joined us. Thank you. And what do you think, Hema? In long term relationships, keeping the spark alive can be tough. Okay. So, how can couples maintain passion and connection over the years? Like, how can it?
yes, this is one of the key questions that
Yeah.
you asked. So you keep trying new activities together to keep the spark on, and then you show appreciation all the time for whatever efforts they are making and you're making. So it's both ways. And then you prioritize quality time with each other. So you maybe you have a date date day in a week, say a midweek, a Wednesday, where you spend time, or 1 hour of the week, you totally a lot for each other any day, maybe a Wednesday, Thursday, depending on your convenience,
Hmm.
and you discuss what happened throughout the week, or it could be the weekend. So you highlight what has happened in that week and what you need to look on, and discuss your family matters, issues, and find a solution together. So this will solve major things in your life.
Yes.
Yes.
And can you give me an example of when you say spending quality time with each other? Like, how can you do that? Like, spending quality time between partners?
Okay, you go out in a month, in 2 3 months once together on an outing, or yeah, and then you spend out in the nature, or you go on a date dinner, and you're talking to each other exclusive.
Yes.
So that way you only you will be there and you can discuss openly. So
This
that
is
way,
this is so important, Hema, because now the life has become so fast paced. We are working, we're looking after our children or our parents. So the time between the couples is being taken a back seat. So when you take that break, maybe once a week, 1 hour,
yes,
as said, going out on a date as a couple, or once in 3 months, just go a quick, weekend out with your partner. That may, yeah, having that quality time, of course, you will get to know each other better and understand each other better, and that's such an important thing to spark your let the passion in the relationship. be in the long term as well. Thanks, Emma, for that insight. And coming back to our next question, good communication is essential. We all agree, but it's not easy always. So, what tips can you share to help improve communication between partners?
Yes, first thing is you have to be very clear what you want. So you have to tell them what is it that you exactly want. And then you have to listen again, listen carefully and actively. So that is another thing. You have to be conscious. Shouldn't wander off somewhere. And another major important thing is avoid blame. This blame game plays a vital role in most of the relationship. So that blame game should be avoided completely.
Yes.
And express your feelings calmly. As I said, the tonality plays a vital role. So you have to maintain your calmness. So you work on yourself. See that you're calm most of the time, especially when you're talking some sensitive issues, or when you see an argument getting over your hands. You calm yourself down and you tell them that just come back, just move out of the place, go for some time and get back to them when you're relaxed to talk about that issue. This all will play an important role to really improve your communication with your partner.
Yeah, the main thing is, yeah, so thank you. That is what it is. Blame game should not be there. That should be avoided, because I remember I used to do that. Like when any argument will start, oh, you did that many months back, or it must be many years back, but still we get it and get
Yes,
here
yes,
blaming. And yeah, so what you say is, get like really don't react, respond, take a moment of pause and respond.
yes,
That will make a lot of difference. Yes, that will definitely, I can clearly see it does bring good communication, and listening is so important here. Yes, Hema. And what should someone do, Hema, if their partner doesn't share the same interest or hobbies? How can they
yes.
still connect meaningfully?
Okay, so the first thing is you have to respect their individuality. So you have to know that people are interested in different things. So first you have to respect and then encourage them to pursue their interest. So you have to encourage them what they like. So you shouldn't say no, it's such a boring thing. I don't know how you are interested. You should say something negative about their interest. So that's where their respect goes. So you have to see that you don't disrespect them in any ways. And then you find a common ground. So there will be something that will be common between both of you. So you find that and you spend time in that. And you have to spend your time in their interest for some time. You have to take your own time, know about their interest, and show that okay, you are also concerned. And it applies to the other partner also. They also take interest in what you're interested and show some concern and spend their little time with you for your interest also. So it is like you don't ignore completely, just in common interest you spend more time. This is how you can have your shared interest, and the partner if he doesn't share your interest, you compromise somewhere and you balance it out.
Excellent, excellent. Lovely insights. Thanks from you, Hima, for our mothers and even for me. And as a relationship expert, for those wondering if they have, okay, for those wondering, this is the last question, was one of the questions. For those wondering if they have found the one, what are the signs that someone is a truly compatible life partner? So
Yes, so
this is
that
a question for who have not yet got married. So
okay.
if they are in a relationship, so how do they know that that is the one partner?
Okay, the
You know, right?
first thing is you should feel respected. So that is the top priority
Yes.
in a relationship. If you want to know that okay, he's the one, respect is your first key. So you know that, and then you should feel supported at all times.
Mm.
Of course, loved, and you should share similar values and goals. So you should see that okay, you have your values matter the most. So you should see that you should your values you have some common values and goals in life.
Mm.
So you match your values. Basically, that's what I say. You write down yours, they write down theirs, and then you see okay what is it that is common between our values if we have similar values. So that goes a long way in the long run.
Right. So what you're saying is, so we should check whether they are respecting us, whether they are supporting us. Of course, love will be there. And when you're saying about values, you should have the same check with their values and goals instead of checking the jatakams and all that.
Yes,
Values and
yes,
goals are more important. Yeah, that is
yes.
important with nowadays. So can you give some example when you say about values and goals? Can you elaborate on that? Like what does values cover?
Okay, values is okay, you value kindness. Do they also value kindness? So you value respect to elders and to all people. Okay, that
Mm,
also, if they are also interested in that.
mm,
And you value relationships more than money. Okay, that is another thing. You should, if you are that kind, you see that okay, your partner is also valuing relationships than money or your wealth and all that. And you can have other value systems like I can say you may be wanting to go for picnics,
right,
get-togethers, meet
right,
people,
right.
traveling together. So your travel interests
Yes, got
and
it. Yes. So I can I say like so it's so important because if one partner likes to travel and if the other partner does not like to travel much, so your value system is totally is something like that.
yes,
It goes.
yes.
Got it, Hima. Thank you. So coming to the next question, also there are a lot of emotions and feelings between partners, but what are your thoughts about jealousy that can create tension in relationships, and how can Hema one handle jealousy in a healthy and constructive way from a partner?
Okay, so you communicate your feelings first. Like, what are you feeling? You tell it
Mm.
openly. So then, why are you feeling jealous? And then you work on your self confidence. That's another important thing. So you should always be confident on yourself. You never have that doubt. Okay, I'm not good enough. So you shouldn't have that doubt. And address any trust issues you have. So here also trust issues may come if you're jealous. There you have to work on your trust. The main thing is communicate your feelings and then you work on yourself. You have always if you think that you're confident, you do something for yourself to get it back on.
Got it. So we have to be confident and not let jealousy affect us,
Yes,
uh,
yes,
our partner. Thank you for that insight, and let me welcome new Julies. Welcome Pure Obsidian Black, and welcome Hema for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So moving on to our next question. When mistakes happen, Hema, apologize is the key, right? We apologize.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
but what's the best way to apologize sincerely, and what happens usually when we fight with our partner, the ego comes in
Yes,
between and we, you are
yes,
wrong, I am right. So, and
yes,
all that huff and puff happens and we just go our way for that particular time. So as a
yes.
relationship expert coach, what do you think is the best way to apologize sincerely and repair trust in a relationship?
Yeah, first is take your responsibility. Take responsibility. Okay, you have made a mistake. Take responsibility and you sincerely apologize. You say, I'm really, really sorry. I will see that I will not repeat it. And then make efforts to repeat it. So you affirm them that this will not be repeated. So by this way, you're gaining their trust back. First is acceptance, and then you apologize with all your heart. So they should feel that you are feeling it. You're just not saying
Right.
sorry. So that heartfelt apology you should give. So then you can win their trust back. They can see it in your eyes whether you are really apologizing from your
Mm.
heart or you're just saying sorry. So that you should make that come, that feeling come in you.
Yes, yes. When you say this reminds me of that movie Zindagi, my favorite movie, Zindagi in
You know,
Dubara. In that
yeah,
scene is there where Farhan Akhtar says sorry to Ritik Roshan and he just laughs and he says, "You didn't mean it. It's not coming from your heart." You're just saying, "I've told sorry," but he's saying, I didn't tell it from my heart. So, yes, that is so important. If you just fake your apology, say sorry just for the sake of sorrying or being in the good books, it should come from your heart. Yeah, that is the best apology. Thank you, Hema, for telling that. And the last question for the day, Hema, balancing personal goals, like, we have our personal goals and relationship can be very tricky. So, what advice would you give to maintain harmony between the two?
Yes, yes. So this is a crucial thing. So first thing is you set your boundaries. So your personal is different from your relationship, whatever you have. And then you communicate your priorities. So you should tell them this is important to me. So when you tell them that this is important, so they know, okay, you are giving it more priority. And the last is you support each other's growth. This is one important thing. Each one should support each other's growth. So you should be the backbone behind each other's growth,
Beautiful.
and you together work towards the growth. Yes. So this is what I feel is
Beautiful. Well said, Hema. That we have to support each other and be each other's backbone, and communicate. Don't neglect our personal goals, but communicate and tell what is the priority. Set boundaries, and also at the same time be each other's. Have each other's back, and that is how गाड़ी आगे बढ़ेगी and it's beautiful going on a journey called life. And thank you, Hema, for all your insights and coming and joining us on this Sunday morning. Where you could have spent this time with your family and understand it's a Sunday morning, but you chose to come here. And I'm sure our mothers can take away some, golden nuggets from this talk of us. And yes, if anything you want to connect, audience, dear audience, thank you for joining us. And if you have any relationship issue that you want to sort, or you can DM Hema. I will be posting her Insta and Facebook handle, and Hema will be happy to connect. And Hema, would you like to add something?
yes. It's my pleasure being your guest, Sarita. First of all, thank you very much, and you've been a very good parenting coach. And what you have started as a super mom will be a super successful venture.
Thank
It will be really helpful. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Hema. I look forward to interacting with you yet again in future. And God bless you in what you
Yeah,
do.
God bless you too. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I love you.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.